Hello traders and welcome to another video review. Today is a Tuesday, July 29th, 2025. Let's take a look what do we have in the Forex economic calendar for today. As you can see, overnight data were quite light, so there is almost nothing there. But we are still having some data during the London session, but they are still not that important. GDP from the Sweden is scheduled for release at 8 o'clock, and Spanish GDP is scheduled for release at 9 o'clock. Then we jump straight onto the US session. We have the goods trade balance data and real inventories data scheduled for release at 2:30. At 5 o'clock, at 3 o'clock, we got the HPI composite 20 data scheduled for release, and then we got two major events, data events for today. CB consumer confidence data and JOLTS job openings are scheduled for release at 4 o'clock. At 5:30 we have Atlanta Fed GDP now, then at 6 o'clock 7-year note auction, and we end the day with the data from the crude oil stock storages. We got this data scheduled for release at 10:30. And that's about it for the calendar. So as you can see, not busy at all. Two important data releases during the US session, which is why without any further ado we are switching straight on to the technical part. We start with euro dollar. Euro dollar is coming down hard from the extremely overbought conditions to the extremely oversold conditions. In like one day we are down towards the level of 1.1533. So we are testing this technical support. Apparently, to be precise, this level had been now violated. The next target for the bears is located at the lows from the June 19, 2025, and this is the level of 1.1450. So it looks like the market is reversing here quite significantly. If we look at the daily time frame chart, we can see a very big movement to the downside, a very big red candle. So after all of this nice trending conditions we got since the January this year, after a little bit more than 6 months, we got a very nice movement to the downside. Nevertheless, it doesn't actually mean that the uptrend is done, because if we take a look at the price range of the biggest correction here, and the biggest correction here during this uptrend is located here, and it is minus 4.33. So right now we just done, let's say this correction, just done the 2.26. so this one is even smaller than that one, right? So don't panic just yet. That's not the sell-off. I mean, in the short term, yes, it is a sell-off, but in the long term, like in a daily time frame chart, half-year time frame chart, this is still the uptrend. There is no overbalance just yet, unless we drop more than 4.39%. So still looking good for the bulls despite all of this hype and the recent movement to the downside. Now we are testing the breakout of the technical support, and if we bounce here from the extremely oversold conditions, we might go even as high as, for example, 1.1615 and 1.1673. So the euro dollar is down. If the euro dollar is down, let's take a look what is going on with the US dollar index. So the US dollar index is rallying as like no tomorrow. As you can see, right now the US dollar index is coming a little bit higher, testing this technical level here at 98.92. So let's just basically mark it as the technical resistance, and now this technical resistance is being tested, and on the euro dollar the technical support is being tested. Both are located on the extremely overbought and oversold market conditions. So it's very important to keep an eye on the current situation to see how this situation will develop in the future. The next target eventually for the bulls is 99.39, the high from June 23rd, 2025. Very big jump in the US dollar. US dollar is gaining strength across the board. If this is the truth, then what is the US dollar versus the Japanese yen doing And the answer is not much. The US dollar versus the Japanese yen market just hit the short-term technical line, which is the trend line, tested, broke above it, and then moved lower. And it looks like it wants to test this again, but it's now it's neither going to the upside, neither to the down, nor to the downside. So the situation here is quite interesting. However, it's the decision has not been made yet, not just yet. So there are still some doubts whether this market will go up or down after the breakout above this trend line. There is no decisive run to the upside, right? There is no decisive run towards the swing high, which is 149.19, but the market doesn't want to drop immediately. So there is still a little battle between bulls and bears here. We will see later who is going to win. The immediate technical support is located at 148.05, and we are trading above the technical line of the support of 147.19, above 100 periods moving average. There is still some slight room to the upside here before the momentum hit the extremely overbought conditions. There is slight room to the upside here as well towards the swing high. So possibly the bulls will eventually try to test this level and see what happens. So that's the situation on the US dollar versus the Japanese yen. Let's take a look at the S&P 500. The S&P 500 keeps moving higher. There is no pause in moving up for the S&P 500. We just hit 6,422, and that's why this movement to the upside is still ongoing, is still developing, is still possible for the bulls to hit the higher level. And the next target is of course 6,500, first round number before the 7,000 level will be hit. This is 4-hour time frame chart. Let's switch to daily. As you can see on the daily, plenty of this data has been plenty of this retracement, this correction has been erased. Interesting candles here, first doji, second doji, but markets doesn't care. Every time after the doji there is a green candle, pause day, green candle, pause day, green candle. The green candle is of course is still in progress as we are just started the day, but the general direction is still to the upside. So no information, no indication of the uptrend to pause, terminate, or reverse on S&P 500. Let's take a look at the Nasdaq and the X. I guess this is the Nasdaq 100, and that's the same situation. All of this the downside movement, this downside correction has been erased, and the market is back in the secular trend. Look at the momentum. We just dipped towards the level of 52, hit it after the extremely overbought conditions were done, and then we just trending. This is trending markets with very high momentum. Current level is 23,414, and the market should be moving higher as the outlook remains bullish. All right, so that was the markets, US markets. Now let's take a look at the Bitcoin. Let's go to the 4-hour time frame chart. Well, the Bitcoin is still struggling with the breakout to the upside. Yesterday high is lower than the previous day high, 119,831. We dipped back just a little below the 100 periods moving average, which is right now flat. And today we start to move higher again. So 1, 2, 3 levels of the technical resistance ahead of the bulls before the major swing high located at 123,265 is hit. right? So there is still positive outlook for the Bitcoin. Momentum is not strong, but it's positive, 53 points. So we want the momentum to be above the level of 65 and going towards the level of 70 in order to see some kind of a nice strong breakout on the Bitcoin market. For now, it's looking good. However, the intraday swings are getting smaller and smaller on the Bitcoin, so the market is squeezing right now. It's trading sideways, and it's preparing for the bigger movement. So it looks like the bulls are getting ready on a Bitcoin to run towards another all-time high soon. That's everything from me for today. Thank you very much for watching this analysis, and I hope I see you guys next time. Take care and bye bye.